Got people like Madness, who of course have licensed many of their tracks for adverts, but they've got so many peaches in their locker.
Well, then they were around for a long time before they did that. You want to let your band settle in and get credulous, don't you?
Right.
Before, or credible is the word.
Yeah.
Before you start selling out. That was our mistake, Adam.
Yeah, that's true, isn't it?
Shouldn't have done those Virgin adverts.
What was your greatest hit then? What was your big early hit?
We didn't have any hits at all. We were lucky to get any advertising.
Come on.
moolah.
We had the football song.
Yeah.
That was released on a compilation.
Ball, 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 footy, footy, footy.
You remember that one, Matt, surely?
They still use that on
Yeah.
Sky Sports, I think,
I've got
sometimes.
about 30 white label 12 inches at home of that.
Every now and again I get a royalty check through for 14p.
The guy said he was going to slip it to DJs in clubs. He was convinced it was going to be a big hit. There was a house mix, wasn't
That's
there?
right, yeah.
That basically took all our vocals out and was just a thumping beat. Didn't take off.
I still get royalty checks for sort of Singapore for £2.15 as well. I know, it's really embarrassing. Every time it comes to the door, sort of once a month, there's my missus going, oh, here we go. Maybe a holiday, maybe a nice meal out, maybe a hotel somewhere.
We should remind listeners that Matt used to be
I'll get it in a soup.
in the band Menswear.
Yeah. Yes. So that was my one big...
So Matt,
it's not that big.
Is that all the music news you've got for us? I mean, that was a good bulletin.
There's more exciting stuff happening across the whole day. I believe there's talk of Claxons playing a surprise show somewhere at some point. That's going to be quite exciting.
What about Doherty? Has he done his show already?
No, he's playing around 4 o'clock on the other stage.
At least that's
He's
the
not very
idea.
punctual, is he?
Yeah, he's slightly tardy.
Yeah.
So whether he'll make it on stage...
Joe was telling me some fun facts about his rider. Didn't you hear
Fun
something about
facts.
his
Well,
rider?
we made contact with 3 individuals who look after the bands backstage at the other stage, and we're hoping to make contact with them and do an interview, but they were telling us all about the demands that have been placed on them. And they said that Pete Doherty still uses the same rider as he used in the Libertines, so he actually can't be bothered to pick up a pen and rewrite it. And we're thinking maybe this is one of his problems.
And the Libertines rider obviously was fairly lager heavy,
Yes.
as you can imagine.
So maybe every time he tries to get off the wagon, he turns up at a gig and there's...
Oh no, it's the rider again. I suppose I'll have it. Thanks very much. But listen, next time, only Evian. Thank you. Bye.
So maybe we've got to the root of his problems. This could be a historic Glastonbury. We could fix that. We could rewrite it for him.
Yeah.
But we'll have reports from that if he goes on stage, what time he goes on stage. We'll let you know. We'll give you a little review of
Brilliant.
I'm sure he's in very good health.
Thanks a lot for coming in, Matt.
It's a
pleasure
pleasure
to
to-
speak to you, as always. Here's some madness after a little trail.
That's Madness, of course, with One Step Beyond. We've been joined in our tiny cubbyhole by Lauren Laverne.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm good, thanks. How
Hey,
are you
Lauren.
two?
Hey, how is it
Okay.
in the world of television? We remember being on television. What's it like on television?
It's awesome. You were on our television programme yesterday.
Were we?
Yeah, you were like top of the show, talking about the first thing you do when you get on site and
I remember
your
that.
essentials that you pack for Glastonbury.
Yes, crikey.
You were on it.
There we
Really?
go.
Don't even bring your false
That was
modesty to
something
this
we
table.
that was something we pre-recorded in London a few weeks ago. I don't think we're allowed on live television anymore.
No.
Oh,
That's
really?
the thing. Yeah,
Was there an
yeah.
incident?
There was a little.
Let's not
couple
talk
of
about it.
incidents.
So, have you had a good festival so far, Lauren? Have you managed to see any acts? 'Cause
Really good, yeah. I mean, actually, I arrived yesterday and didn't get to see anyone because I saw you, and then I went, "Hello, Joe," and then they went, "Get into makeup now. You're on telly in a minute." So last night I sort of saw people third hand and sort of saw a bit of Neil Young, through the curtains from the backstage.
when you're
area.
on telly, you don't see the bands come and see you, right?
Well, exactly. This is the right way around. But no, I mean, I popped out to see Tenorian today because they were sort of in my schedule.
They're on the
They
bonus
fitted-
stage right now.
They've just
aren't they?
been on now,
They've
haven't they?
just been on. They were really good. I mean,
don't know much about them. Tell me about them.
They're, I think, a nonette, a 9-piece, Saharan Bushman. They just did a project with Tongue, who
yes.
Adam must probably like.
I like
You're
Tongue.
kind
I
of
do like
thing,
them,
Yeah.
I'm the one that likes tongue.
Sorry. So yes, they just did a live tour with them, and they were doing like all this improvisational, folky /
Yes,
Bushman type stuff.
Tongue do that song that goes, Jenny, Jenny. Do you know that one? They've got these weird little sort of
I've heard that
samples.
one, yeah.
Back to the early 80s samples in them. It's a bit
nice.
disturbing.
It's kind of clicky and cutty folk.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
isn't one of the... How do you pronounce it again? Tenorian?
Tenorian, yeah.
Tenorian, yeah. Is he the guy that plays the big spherical pot thing?
It must be. I didn't see him, but that sounds right. I mean,
just
they're in the
remember
full
one time-
gear.
Yeah.
You know, like their head wraps and everything. It's so good for this weather because it's absolutely boiling. So I'm standing out there, virtually an albino, front of stage, frying, no SPFs on. I don't recommend it
Have
at
you
home. No, and they were like, and they had the robes on, and I thought that's what I need. I need a proper like Sahara robe to keep the
Why didn't
glare
you have
off.
any sunscreen on?
I just haven't had time. I just
No
got
time.
here. No
right.
time.
You don't not use sunscreen because you're worried about nanomolecules.
No, I'm not.
What's
I've
nanomolecules?
I've
Oh,
never
I'll get you worried
experienced
about them after the
nanomolecules.
show.
Really?
What, in the sunscreen there's deadly stuff?
Yeah, there's some sort of new nanoparticles that scientists don't know how they behave. It's the spray-on ones mainly.
Right.
And not only do they get in the skin, but they get through the skin into the muscle.
They sink-
People,
Are
Yeah.
you saying this on the radio? Because people are going to be freaking the hell out.
I read it in the paper. It must be true,
They
right?
sink in on a
It was a
molecular level.
broadsheet. Yeah.
Well, I
And
read
they
about.
interfere with your DNA.
Adam Buxton said that. We're speculating.
We haven't mentioned any brand names yet.
I read about wallabies breaking into poppy fields,
Yes.
and then making crop circles in the Times yesterday because they're so high.
That's
but
right.
you can't always even trust the broadsheets. Surely that can't be true, is it?
No, of course it's true. There's a lot of that going on in Glastonbury today, actually, isn't
Lot
it?
of
But it's not
wallabies.
wallabies, it's just wallies. Oh, jeez.
Wannabes.
Nice.
Thanks very much. So, Lauren, you're going to be with us now for the next hour, right?
Indeed, so yeah.
In fact, you're sort of going to be driving things, and Joe and myself might wander around a little bit.
We're gonna
and
go
sort of
a
report
roving.
to you.
That'd be fun.
Is that
Where
a
do you
good
fancy
idea?
go? It's a really good idea. Have you got one of those awesome backpacks that look like
Yeah.
they came from the
Yeah.
Second World War that they give you
Ghostbuster
at the
packs.
BBC? when you-
Exactly.
Really?
We're going to, cross our streams.
Oh, brilliant.
Hostbusters.
Head to the library straight away and free the little library ghost.
So,
Exactly.
so stay tuned, listeners. Lauren's going to be with us for the night. And then are you doing the show after us?
Yes, I'm
That's a
just
marathon
here.
session for
I'm
Laverne.
living in this little
She's
porta cabin.
broadcasting non-stop. Here's some ting-tings live from last night. That's not
The brilliant White Lies and Death. God love them though. How does that noise come out of them? They're such nice boys. How does that work? Little Sweeties joined me in the studio. If you just tuned in, you're with Lauren Laverne. I'm just behind the Pyramid stage at Glastonbury. It's a glorious Saturday afternoon and things are going on all over the site. Of course, we're bringing you 24/7 coverage here on Six Music. Well, exciting news. Eagles of Death Metal will have just be kicking off their set on the Pyramid stage. I can actually feel the thrum through the soles of my Wellingtons as I speak to you. We've also got Rolf Harris, who's just drawn to a close at the Jazz World. Couldn't make it over for that, tragically. But I imagine he'll have his little wobble board tucked under his arm, be making his way back. God love him. And Stornoway are up at the Acoustic. So I'm not sure where among all that Adam and Joe are, but they're somewhere with a large backpack on, hopefully talking to us rather shortly. Adam and Joe, hello, where are you?
Hello, Lauren. Can you hear us?
I can hear you, Joe. So whereabouts are
good
you? It
news.
sounds busy.
We are on top of the charge and chill area, which is where everyone gets their mobile phones charged.
It's chill and charge, actually, Joe. You
I'm just
idiot
one
hole.
Idiot hole. I got it the wrong way round.
Chill and charge.
So who's
Obviously-
chilling, who's charging, what's occurring?
Well, there's loads of people queuing. I think a lot of people spend most of their time at the festival either queuing for ATMs or queuing to get their phones charged. And we've been doing a certain amount of texting, haven't we, here at the festival,
Yeah.
Adam? And there's a bit of a backlog. Sometimes you send a text like 4 o'clock on one day and then you get the reply the next morning.
Yes.
Doesn't get there for a while. It's a weird scene though in the chill and charge area. Basically what it is, it's lots of tables, and then in the center of each table is a kind of a box that contains various charging cords, so you can find the box that has the cord you need for your phone. And then you just have to sit there with lots of other people who are charging their phones. So I guess it's a nice way of networking, although no one really seems to be speaking to each other.
Guys,
that much.
can I come in here and say, in the old days, in Glastonbury of yore, before the mobile phone was invented, the bit where you had to leave messages for your friends because you'd lost them was quite a kind of creative hub, wasn't it? Because there was a massive notice board. I don't know if either of you two remember or came, but then everybody would leave messages like, I will be up at the Stone Circle at 3 o'clock on Sunday. Come and meet me. I have your tent, or whatever. And people would get quite creative. I think, is there that sense of connectivity in the Chill and Charge Lounge?
No,
No, there isn't. No. As Adam
Okay.
says, it's people in their techno bubbles. That's not true.
It's
Everyone's
a
chatting away.
sterile husk of a
Yeah,
of an
no,
experience.
it's lovely, and everyone's on their little laptops, and yeah, it's kind of like new age techno hippiness.
I feel like I should be putting a little bit of future folk underneath you. It's like some kind of advert that
tell
would
you
probably
the-
make me really angry if it was on telly.
I tell you the other thing that's kicking off here,
What?
Lauren, just to bring you the latest news. The sun has come out, it's very hot, so a lot of men's shirts have come off.
Right.
And there's an extraordinary display of British man boob everywhere. You look, every sort of male breast and tummy of all shapes and sizes.
Where do you two stand on that? Will you be derobing at any point?
Well, it's just a bit too sexual when I disrobe, and it causes various sexy shockwaves. So I've
Dr.
been advised by
Sexy-
the BBC Trust not to.
Dr. Sexy has to give an official
In fact,
warning.
we were given
before he
T-shirts by a
disrobes.
couple of ladies from the Shelter charity yesterday, and the woman looked at me
The
and
John
said,
Peel ones?
Yeah, she looked at me and they wanted to take a photo of us with them. She looked at me as I was putting mine on and said, "Oh no, put it over your T-shirt. I don't want to see your nipples." She said, without prompting.
How could she not want to see your nipples, Joe? I
Well,
just don't
when
understand
there are
that.
some things you see that you can't unsee.
Hey, Lauren, just as we were leaving, before we conclude our chat this time, as we were leaving the BBC compound,
Mm-hmm.
who was trying to get in and having quite a hard time doing so because the security guards didn't think he had the correct pass? It was Damon Albarn
No.
from Blur. Blur are on site already, getting set for their headlining slot
But
tomorrow evening.
the security guys looked like they were taking a certain amount of pleasure
Yeah.
Yes.
from checking that he had the right pass.
And Albarn looked absolutely thundery. He wasn't really enjoying.
He takes no prisoners, that man.
And he stopped himself. I was impressed that he didn't say, "Do you know who I am?" Because he did have an amazing looking laminate on with like AAA, I can go wherever I want because I rule this whole place, written all over it, But he didn't say like, "Do you know who I am? I'm flipping headlining this thing tomorrow evening."
I run you.
He was pretty polite about it, but he didn't look that pleased.
Oh my goodness.
Anyway, he's in the compound.
Well, I'm excited. Do you two think that we are likely to get a Michael Jackson cover from Blur tonight? Because that's what I think I've got my fingers crossed for, and I suppose lots of people have. I'd love to see them do Blame It on the Boogie.
That
I'd
would be
love to
good.
see
They
that.
could easily put. Surely they would have a bit of Jacko in their locker, you would think.
Ding, 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 ding.
I would like to see Albarn moonwalking.
I was betting yesterday with a friend that he was practicing yesterday.
Yeah.
I thought he's gonna.
And if not him, then definitely Alex James could do a bit of moonwalking. I think it would be appropriate.
with the sort of flippy head that he does at the same time would be
Yeah.
awesome. Listen, guys, we're going to catch up with you in a bit. Thank you very much. For now, I'll leave you to both chill and charge.
Thanks, Lauren.
Okay, bye. So that's Adam and Joe out on site for us as our roving reporters. This is live from the Whip on the other stage.